Yo, what's going on, Yeet Nation? We're back with some more Madden 22 action, and today we're going to be talking about the pistol spread ebook preview. Yes, we're getting close to it. I'm trying to figure out right now where I could get either a third-party website to host the ebook, or either just having on Discord and then people are able to pay for entry and then just having the ebook out on there. Of course, whichever one's easier for everybody, I would be glad to go ahead and do so. But right now I want to talk about the attention to detail that I go into while using pistol spread, how I read defenses, and the type of telltales that I could use in order to use route combinations to get my wide receivers open, which is what I think really separates pistol spread to every other formation in ebook, is that we don't glitch out the defense. We don't manipulate the zones to get our wide receivers open. We use different route combinations to get our wide receivers open, which makes it so if there is a buff to zones or a patch to a specific type of defense, it doesn't necessarily matter to us because we're not glitching, we're not manipulating, we're using NFL route combinations in order to get our wide receivers open, like I said. So of course, let's go over big nickel over G, which is probably one of the more popular formations in Madden 22, and of course cover 3 sky at that also. So of course we're in pistol spread, Arizona Cardinals playbook. All of my tips so far in Madden 22 have been in the Arizona Cardinals playbook. I will move on to different playbooks if anybody has specific requests, if anybody needs help, but right now of course we are in pistol spread Arizona Cardinals playbook. So our base play is going to be in Z under, right there on the left side of the screen. That is the base play that I go over. As you can see on the bottom, there is 406 calls for an average of 13 yards per pop. So you know I call this play, I expect a first down every single time it is called. So all right, Z under. So right now we're rocking an average cover 3 look. You can tell that because one, there is a single high safety and the cornerbacks on the outside are about 8 to 9 yards across the outside wide receiver. So that makes us think, okay, it's cover 3. But people have asked me, how do you tell cover 3 from cover 1? And of course, you know, it differentiates from formation to formation, but there will always be subtle tattletale signs for you to look after. And right now I'm in cover 3 and I have cover 1 in my audibles already set. So I'm going to right here let it play, and then I want to see if you guys could figure out the little signs of differences between the plays. So right now I'm audibling to cover 1. And now I'm going back to cover 3. Did you see anything? Let me go back to cover 1. And let me go back to cover 3. So obviously the first and obvious one is the defensive tackle right across the screen. Let me move myself right here so I can kind of get out of the way. Let me go like that. Let me go like that. Sorry about that. Let me one more time. Cover 1. You can see cover 1, cover 3. So the defensive tackle right above me, right there, right above me, he sidestepped a little bit. Right now, cover 3, he is directly over the guard. But if I go to cover 1, he is in between the guard and center. So you see that, you call your play, and you see the defense lined up like that, you're like, okay, boom, I think that's cover 1. But is there anything else to help me out in order to do so? Yes, there is one more thing, and that is the safety that is right above me. Right now, like we said, we're in cover 3. Let me go back to, we're in cover 1. Let me go back to cover 3. Right there, and you can see he took a diagonal step forward. And right now he's 4 yards away from the line of scrimmage. Right now we're at, looks like the 35, and he's almost at the 40, so about 4 yards. Let me go back to cover 1. And boom, he's now 5 yards away from the line of scrimmage, and he is now in the middle of those numbers. So let me go back to cover 3, and now he's 4 yards, and he shifted himself ever so slightly to the inside of those numbers, which is why I always recommend running this play on a hash mark to the wide side of the field. So you can always pick up on these subtle little tattletale signs on which one or what defense their opponent is currently in. Because if you're able to call a play, look at the defense and go, oh, he's in cover 3. Oh, he's in cover 1. Boom, he's in this. Oh, he's in that. Then obviously it gives you a massive advantage because you could always pre-prep your route combinations to get your wide receivers open. So right now we're back in a cover 3 look. We know that already because the defensive tackle, he's over the guard. The free safety, he is currently 4 yards off of him and about on the inside of those numbers. So right now, I'm already chilling. I already know it's cover 3. So let's set up our offense properly. Right now, we're going to look on the offensive side of the football. So you can see the play out right here, and you can see a unique motion flat ran by Derrick Henry. And this route right here is going to get to the sideline faster than any person guarding him, whether that's man or zone, compared on the middle side of the field. So what we're going to do is we're going to enhance it by creating what is called a flood concept. And what a flood concept is quite literally you flood one side of the field with more routes than there are defensive zones. So what we're going to do is we're going to put the outside receiver Reynolds on a streak. And right there, you could see he's on a streak corner flat concept right there, which is called a flood concept. There are 3 routes going to the right side of the field, and if I play the defensive play art, you could see there's only 2 routes there. There's the streak, there's the deep blue, and that's going to guard the streak, and then you have the curl flat, which in theory would take away the corner route. So in theory right now, there is nobody guarding Derrick Henry, and right now we're not really worried about the left side of the field. We'll deal with that in a moment. Right now, let's just isolate ourselves to that. So right now, you call hike, he runs to the flat, boom, you could throw to Derrick Henry. And because we already identified what kind of defense it is, we already know what we're looking for. We already know, oh, it's cover 3 right now. We see that free safety. He's currently on the inside of the numbers. Oh, we see that defensive tackle. Oh, he's lined up directly over the guard. Boom, it's cover 3. So all we have to do now is just look at this other free strong safety and go, okay, does he press the corner? Does he press the slot receiver? Sorry. Okay, boom. That means he's on a purple. He can go straight, and then we throw straight to Derrick Henry. Or no, he skips over the press on the slot corner. Okay, boom. He's going to play Derrick Henry. We'll go to the corner route. So right now we're just going to read this free strong safety right here. Let me hop off and to make sure he plays a split. Boom. We're going to set our zones. We're going to set our routes, and then boom, right there. Oh, he presses that's Julio Jones. Okay, boom. We'll just throw it to Derrick Henry, turn upfield, pick up as many yards as possible. Unfortunately, I'm going a little fast for the sake of time, and there's a lot of information. If you have any questions, just ask in the comments down below. Feel free. I will go over it to the best of my ability. So we set it up again right there, and then boom, we're just going to read that safety. Oh, he presses. Boom. We go to Derrick Henry. We can turn upfield. And of course, Derrick Henry's not the fastest, and he doesn't have the most best change of direction to be able to turn upfield. But I mean, it takes a little bit of practice for you to get a rhythm and a feel for the quarterback's release, Derrick Henry's ability, and then of course all that good stuff. So now eventually your opponent, he's going to think he's slick, and what he's going to do, he's going to shade underneath. And when he shades underneath, of course, you would assume, or he would assume, okay, he's like, all right, I effectively took that away, which, I mean, in theory, he kind of did, but realistically, what he did is he opened himself up to the corner route going across the sideline. So boom, you can either possession catch that, swerve and try to turn it upfield, but for the sake of time, I'm going to be possession catching it. So let's shade underneath, just like that. And like on a purple route, he would always press Julio Jones and then go up the field, making it so we easily knew Derrick Henry would be the read. Now, when we put him on a hard flat, as you notice, he didn't press Julio Jones. So we know he doesn't press. Boom, we're going to Julio. Oh, he did press. Boom, we're going to Derrick Henry. It's very simple, easy read to make, or at least I hope it's a very easy read to make, especially with a little bit of practice. It's not that bad. So boom, he didn't press. Okay, boom, we'll take that corner route right there. Easy, quick, 20 yards. We want to hit the running back, Derrick Henry, over and over and over until the opponent says, okay, I got to do something about this. He's going to try shading underneath. Boom, he hit the corner route. He takes his user to take that. Then that's probably the best case scenario, because you basically effectively took the user out of that play, which is, of course, what we're going to be taking advantage of in a moment. And right now, let's talk about the different type of things that your opponent might try to do. Is right now he's thinking, oh, that purple route, oh, it's taking the corner route away. And let's assume in theory that it actually does. What he might try to do is he might take somebody from the defensive line and put him on a hard flat right there, just like that. And he's going to go, oh, okay, boom, I equalized that side of the field. It's no longer a flood. I added a third defensive route to equalize the 3 offensive routes going there. Unfortunately, like I said earlier, no defensive zone or player in the middle of the field is going to get to the sideline fast enough. And just to showcase it one more time, boom, he was on a hard flat. He just doesn't get there fast enough to make anything happen, which is why you have to manually equalize that side of the field in order to stop that route combination. And we're not glitching out the defense. We're not, manipulating the zones. We're using a flood concept in order to get our receiver open. So we know it doesn't matter if they add a zone buff, patch defenses in that scenario. We're going to be fine on the offensive side of the football. So we know on the defensive side, boom, he's going to have to take his user and he's going to have to bring it down here. And of course, that is the best case scenario of what can happen, because the user effectively gets taken out of the play. Because in Madden 22, he still wasn't able to go down, equalize the flood concept and then go back to the other side of the field if needed to be. Sure as hell in Madden 22, he's not going to be able to do that himself. So of course, let's assume for all intents and purposes, the user's there and he's going to equalize that side of the field. So of course, what we're going to do is we're going to take the opposite side receiver, which is Johnson, and we're going to put him on a drag. And what that does with the post route is it creates what is called a levels concept. And what a levels concept is when there's a high read and then a low read. And what that does is that it stresses out this middle linebacker right here, because if he goes to the post, we hit the drag. If he hits the drag, we hit the post, vice versa. And because we already know this user, he took himself out of the play by going to Derrick Henry, we are easily able to make a read. Because in Madden, realistically, there's only one unpredictable factor, and that is the user. And because we already pre-read the defense with our little tattletales, we're able to already know what kind of signs to look for, where the defense is in, and we're able to make our reads accordingly. And because of that, we already know at this point it's just going to be pitch and catch. All we have to do is just make a proper read. So for all intents and purposes, let's assume the user's going down and he's taking away Derrick Henry from us. So now let's go to the left side of the field. So we know the drag. Oh, we see that middle linebacker going down to the drag. Oh, okay, boom, we just hit the post. It's that simple. Let me go on the defensive line real fast. Let's set up the play one more time. Now we're just going to read that middle linebacker. Okay, he dips down to the drag. Okay, cool. We go to the post. Vice versa. Okay, let's just hit the drag right here and we'll turn it upfield. It's very simple. Making it so the reads on this play are effectively Derrick Henry on the motion flat, Julio Jones on the corner, and then we're going to look at Johnson on the drag, and then AJ Brown is going to be the last one on the post. And what's phenomenal about this play that is incredibly underrated is that if you miss a read, it is perfectly okay, because they all have different progressions on when they get open. So if you miss one, it's okay. You can continually make reads down the field. You missed Derrick Henry, that's cool. Look at Julio Jones. Oh, that's gone. Okay, cool. Go to the drag. Oh, that's gone. Cool. AJ Brown, boom, pick up 20 yards. You could easily make up for mistakes when reading the defense post snap. So boom, you can, right there, the user went down. You just look at the drag and then boom, it's right there. It's pretty simple, pretty straightforward. It's very easy offense to run. And honestly, you could just flip the play if you really wanted to. Remember, this play is perfectly symmetrical. You could see right there, we flipped it and there was no alignment adjustment made by our offense. So you can go one side of the field. Okay, cool. The opponent overloads to one side, thinking you're going there. Cool. Just flip it, go to the other side, and then vice versa. So the opponent can never know where you're going, and you would be intelligent to continually utilizing the flipping feature, because, of course, it is symmetrical, and it would make it incredibly difficult for your opponent to keep catching on what you're doing, because he thinks he has a key on. Boom, you go to the opposite side, and then of course you just kind of bamboozle him all the way down the field for easy points. But of course, if you're wanting to hit the motion flat consistently, I do definitely recommend it running it to the wide side, because it gives you more room for error in case you need a second to read it, read the defense, and make sure you're properly making your reads down the field. But other than that, of course, I hope you guys enjoyed this and are able to learn from it, and of course want to stick around for more content, especially if you want to pick up this ebook whenever it is ready and live. This is just cover 3, and this is how in depth and detail we go into. Just wait till we go into man, wait till we go into cover 2, just wait till we go into match, cover 4, cover 6, cover all the type of hybrids. When we start talking about meta defenses, it is going to be a very detailed ebook, and it is going to be a very effective ebook, considering if you look at my past videos from Madden 21, you would see that this offense was a consistent top 100 weekend league type of offense. But other than that, it is incredibly unique. It is off meta. You don't see it often, which makes it difficult for defenses to really adjust, because they don't necessarily know what to encounter and what to expect. But other than that, hey, hopefully you guys enjoyed, but good luck everybody.